Let me start with something we have all experienced, even if we have never talked about it. Have you ever trusted a system completely only to realize later that it was quietly wrong? It might have been a bank transaction, a government portal, or an university system, or an app you use every day. Everything looked fine on the surface, nothing failed, nothing crashed dramatically, and yet the system didn't behave the way you believed it would. That kind of failure is easy to dismiss, and it's also the most dangerous kind. Because the most dangerous system in our life are not the ones that fail loudly, but the ones that quietly reshape our decisions without us noticing. So today, I want to ask a different kind of question. Not just about technology, but about trust. Does a system that works at massive scale necessarily behave correctly? My answer is no. Every complex system we trust, like airplanes, power grids, financial markets, is built on assumptions. Over the time, those assumptions remain invisible. We only notice them when something goes wrong. Software systems are no different. Today, we place enormous trust in software that operates at global scale. We trust it because it doesn't fail, it doesn't crash, it keeps running. And over time, scalability becomes substitute for confidence. One of the strongest assumptions we make is that if a system can handle high traffic, it must be working properly. We measure speed, growth, and availability. We celebrate the system that respond quickly and stay online. But speed and correctness are not the same thing. A system can be fast and still be wrong. It can meet every performance target and still violates the rule it was designed to enforce. At scale, mistakes often don't show as obvious failure. They appear as small inconsistencies that are easy to ignore and difficult to fully understand. Another common assumption is that a system observes a single shared reality. When an action succeeds, we expect everyone to see the same outcome. But in large systems, this is often not in the case. Different parts of the system may see different versions of reality at the same moment. Two users can perform same action and receive different result without anything technically failing. The issue is not that this happens. The issue is that our logic often assumes it never does. When those assumptions collide with reality, systems don't collapse. They slowly drift. And that leads us to perhaps the most intuitive assumptions of all. The belief that trying again is always safe. When uncertainty appears, systems often respond by trying again. Retries feel logical and harmless. But retries carry an assumption that repeating an action won't change the system in unintended ways. At scale, this assumption breaks easily. An operation that partially succeeded may be executed again, producing duplicate effects and conflicting states. Everything still looks fine on the surface. Nothing crashed. Metrics remain stable. But beneath the calm exterior, the system is no longer in a state anyone intentionally designed. So, scalability tells us whether a system can grow. Correctness tells us whether it deserves our trust. And this isn't just about technology. The same hidden assumption shape the system we depend on everyday institutions, policies, and decisions that quietly influence our lives. When assumptions go unquestioned, systems rarely fail loudly. They drift. So, the responsibility isn't only on those who build the systems, but on all of us who rely on them to pause, to question, and to notice when working fine is no longer the same as working right. Thank you.